Pursuant to the call from the United Nations Security Council, the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, in collaboration with the Ministry of Defense and War Veterans Affairs, spearheaded the drafting of a National Action Plan for Resolution 1325 with support from UN Women. The National Peace and Reconciliation Commission and Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe have also been closely supporting the process. Provincial consultations were carried out in Manicaland, Masvingo, Mashonaland East, Midlands, Bulawayo, Matabeleland North, Matabeleland South and Harare, where Parliament was also consulted. On Friday, 30 June 2023, the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, in collaboration with the Ministry of Defense and War Veterans Affairs, spearheaded a validation workshop to obtain feedback, opinions and impressions from stakeholders at a national level to generate the final version of the document. The validation process brought in experts from government, independent commissions, UN agencies, women-led women's rights organizations and groups, private sector, parliament, councillors, traditional leaders and religious leaders. Speaking during the validation process, Moses Mike, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, emphasized that the Security Council has been urging member states to recommit to their women peace and security agenda by creating safe environments for women leaders, peace builders, human rights defenders and political actors.
The Security Council has been urging member states to recommit themselves to their women, peace and security agenda, including by creating safe environments for women leaders, peace builders, human rights defenders, and political actors, thus encouraging member states to fully implement all provisions of its resolution on women, peace and security, including the initial resolution 1325. This has seen a shift to not only focus on armed conflict, but to include silencing the non-physical guns such as poverty, inequality, and impact of COVID-19 on women. Yes, as a nation, Zimbabwe, we are very peaceful, but I think some of the issues that I think I've talked about, issues of poverty. When you then talk of our women, it is an issue that we really need to work on. Issues of gender-based violence. I think these are the issues that we need to continue working on as a nation. Noting the gaps in the implementation of Resolution 1325, the Council raised the need to include sexual and reproductive health services as a vital part of public service for women in all countries, and to ensure that women can play a truly equal role in nation building. It also
Goreti Mudzongo, UN Women Zimbabwe Governance and Women's Participation Advisor, spoke at length highlighting the significance and relevance of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 in Zimbabwe and how it seeks to address issues involving women, peace and security.
It was not designed for a specific conflict development. There's a lot of misconception around it. People say because peace and security in Zimbabwe is not at war, so why do we need this conflict? But it is developed for all contexts, and Zimbabwe is signatory to several instruments of women's human rights conventions that have women, peace and security issues. Zimbabwe has not experienced outright conflict since before independence. But there have been pockets of violence, especially in this election period. So what we're saying is that we need to prevent and protect women in this. There's a lot of violence against women in politics and elections, so it covers these areas. How can 1325 be relevant, especially in this context that we're going into? And then other forms of GBV and structural gender inequalities are rooted in patriarchy, customary laws, norms, etc. So what we're saying is relevant to Zimbabwe. because of the issues that have been outlined. And then I'll quickly go through, and I'm happy.
The validation will be followed by the launch of the National Action Plan at a date that is yet to be announced. Duduzile Matema, reporting